Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now last Thursday it was my 28th birthday, so I've just turned 28. So I thought that was a good point in time really to provide you guys with a quick update how I'm getting on as a 28-year-old living with MS. Been about just under a year now since my diagnosis, so I thought it'd be good to let you know about what symptoms I'm currently suffering from, how I've improved from relapses and all that kind of stuff. So let's dive straight into the video. Before that, if you enjoy the video, always make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more informative videos about my journey with MS and how to overcome it.
I used to like seeing you in town. Now it's strange when you're not around. I used to like seeing you in town. Now it's strange when you're not around. Who's not for?
So yes, the big 28 then. It's been not the funnest year. The 27th year of my life was not a very good one because that's obviously where I got diagnosed with MS. That's where I was suffering with quite a lot of issues from the relapses that kind of sped up that diagnosis. And here I find myself about 10 months later since that was all kicking off in January time, and really I'm really happy with how I'm currently feeling. A lot of my symptoms have pretty much gone from the relapses that I had at the beginning of the year. So in January I had Opticneuritis, which really affected my vision. So I had a blind spot in both eyes. So that was late. I couldn't work anymore because I couldn't read off a screen properly. And that was really quite scary, to be honest, when that first hit, because, you know, you kind of worry, am I going to lose my vision forever? At least it did kind of push along the process of me getting diagnosed, because I had to take myself into A&E in hospital. And that was where they finally gave me an MRI that I'd been waiting for what felt like years. And that's where they discovered demyelination, which has led to my diagnosis since then. Then a couple of months later, in March, I had another quite bad relapse where I lost all sensitivity from, well, I didn't lose sensitivity, but there was a feeling of numbness from sort of my nipple area all the way down. So my legs, my torso here. As I say, it wasn't a complete numbness. It was like I could still feel things, but the sensation wasn't properly there. And so it was kind of affecting, you know, me. I'm very much into my fitness and the gym. And when I was in the gym, my legs, I just couldn't quite feel where they were properly in space and time. So it was a bit of an odd period. And once again, it was quite scary. It was only a couple of months since the optic neuritis. And so it was really kind of worrying me how I was going to progress from there. Luckily though, ever since my diagnosis in January, I started the Best Bet diet and I made some major lifestyle changes. So I changed up my job, so I now work for myself, and obviously I've been really strict on the Best Bet diet, and I've been managing my stress levels. I've been doing meditation and all sorts of things like that. And so here I am in December. Almost a year on from all that, and pretty much all of those symptoms that I've previously mentioned have now gone. So I'm actually feeling really good in myself. So that the optic neuritis, the vision, that's all back to normal now. I can see perfectly clear, which is perfect. Because as I say, that was a real scare for me, and also members of my family, they were really scared about that because, you know, if my vision were to go completely, that's I can't even imagine to think what my life would be like if that happens. So yeah, really glad that I got all that back. And then also following the relapse in March, I've regained all my feeling throughout my body. There's just the feeling in the tips of my fingers still isn't quite back to normal, but it's not something that I actually notice on a day-to-day basis. Overall, I feel that my recovery from those relapses has been really positive, considering I've still not started any treatment yet. I'm still waiting back to hear from my neurologist about what treatment I'm going to go on. So it's basically all been from functional medicine, from my own research, from the diet that I've done. And I really think that that's played a massive part in me making such a good recovery and feeling so good to the stage that I'm at now. And it is kind of my opinion that at the minute I'm doing so well that it does kind of play with my kind of decision making and think that do I need to get on the drugs that all the doctors and the neurologists keep pushing me to go down, because they don't really understand the benefits of the diet, and because it's so hard to conduct a large scale study of the diet. But everything that I've read and researched about the best bet diet, the one that I'm on, I'll probably link a video just to explain a little bit more about that diet. From what I can understand, it can be a massive factor in overcoming, in sort of reducing inflammation in the body, which helps you to recover from the relapses, and also to stop your body from attacking itself in the first place, so to stop future relapses as well, which I think is what I'm feeling the benefits of now, and which is why I feel so great. So I think at this stage, obviously, there's a good chance that I could have just recovered from those relapses naturally, and this might just be where I'd be at no matter what diet I was on. I personally do think that the diet has played a massive factor because of all the stuff that I'm doing to reduce inflammation in the body, because that helps your body to recover from a relapse. And then obviously cutting out pro-inflammatory foods as well, like dairy, gluten, all that kind of stuff, and then other foods that can, from the research of the best bet diet, can induce relapses because there's certain proteins in, say, for example, legumes that mimics the protein in your myelin, that when's in the bloodstream, your body goes to attack and then mistakes that for your myelin, which causes relapses. That's the science behind it anyway, which I do go into more detail in my other videos. But that's kind of where I'm at. I'm feeling really great. As I say, I put it down to the diet and lifestyle changes that I've made. And obviously, there's other things as well. So I'm taking vitamin D supplements now, high strength, so around 8,000 IU a day, which I wasn't this time a year ago, which was when kind of the build up to my 2 relapses in January and then March. And so I do genuinely think that the changes that I've made have really helped put me in a really strong position where I am now, and I'm able to really enjoy life again. I'm going to the gym, I'm pushing myself hard in the gym, so yeah, it's a good place to be. And if you'd have offered me this back in March when I was having all those problems, I'd have kind of like snapped your hand off. I'm feeling really positive and just hoping that I can keep myself as healthy as possible, and then whatever drugs that I do or don't go on, they can just help the kind of the recovery and the position that I'm putting myself in anyway. I'm doing everything I can from my point of view to combat this disease, and I'm just seeing the drugs that I may go on as a potential helping hand along the way. I think as well, sort of my family members, the ones that really care and are worried about me, that they all say that I'm looking and feeling and acting a lot more happy and healthy in myself now than I was back at the start of the year. And so that's just another bit of evidence really of where I've come from the start of the year, and how I've managed to kind of turn everything around. I've changed my lifestyle, turned it upside down really, and from my point of view it's all for the better. So I'm feeling really positive in terms of mindset, and I'm just, yeah, I'm really happy with where I'm at, and hopefully I can just keep this going and keep all the relapses at bay for as long as possible, and see how we get on. And in fact, I'm really looking forward now to my next MRI, whenever that is. It hasn't been booked in yet, but I'd love to see actually from the MRI if there are any positive effects, if the lesions have reduced in size, if any of them have gone, things like that, because I think, and feeling in myself and in my own body, that I've made major steps towards becoming really healthy again. But it would be good to kind of see that evidence on an MRI, because I do feel that kind of when I get on one of the treatments, one of the DMTs that I'm going to go on, whether that's Ocrevus or Lemtrada or Tysabri, I do get the feeling that the neurologists and the doctors will pin all the success on the drugs and won't mention the diet at all, because they'll just say, you're reacting really well to the treatment, great, let's keep it going. So I'd be really interested at this stage to get an MRI done and just see if you can actually see from the MRIs the differences that I can feel within myself. So let me know if you've got any questions. I'd love to know where you're at in your journey, how you're feeling at the minute. I know that I was feeling in a really dark place kind of earlier in this year, like I've already mentioned. So if any of you out there are feeling the same, then please do reach out, because it can make you feel so much better just to air things out and talk to someone that's had that experience, because I know that being open and honest with it is kind of really important, I think, and just letting things out there, letting your thoughts and feelings, asking questions from people that have suffered as well, so that you know that, brighter days are just around the corner, or they can be. And we've got to do everything that we can to make sure that those days come quicker, sooner rather than later, and that they stay for a long time. So yeah, please do get involved in the comments. Like I said earlier on, if you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'm going to be recording some new videos soon. Get really regular on these videos. So also, please let me know if you've got any video suggestions. Let me know in the comments as well, because I'd love to. I need some ideas basically. It's hard to think of ideas for videos, so you let me know what videos you want me to make, and I'll make them. So thanks again for tuning into the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
I used to like seeing you in town. Now it's strange when you're not around.